Over the past few episodes of Biz Today, we've had some very successful entrepreneurs in studio. Nothing has changed. We have yet another successful entrepreneur in the studio, someone who's a visionary. So in this case, he's quite a young gentleman, which excited me quite a lot because we need young entrepreneurs in the country, and he's a real shining example of that. He's running now the Durban Innovation Hub, which is a technology entrepreneurship consultancy in development. The Durban Innovation Hub is a dual-charged effort to creating a community of techpreneurs by providing a creative, enabling environment and equipping techpreneurs with functional tools to make their ideas fly. They aim to build an ecosystem of young, bold, and gifted innovators aimed at inventions and stories at the intersection of science, technology, arts, and humanities. And to tell us more, we've got the head honcho, or the chief innovator at the Durban Hub, and the original founder, Nkululeko Mthembu. NK, welcome to Biz Today.
Oh, cool. Thanks for having me, Naz.
It's just so great you are in studio. You're one of the shining, most progressive stars in the tech and entrepreneurial industry in Durban. You're doing some great work. So it's great to get you in studio so that you can inspire other young entrepreneurs who are thinking about how can I navigate this weird space, so to speak.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit more. Who is NK?
So NK is a bit of a disruptive mind. The whole Innovation Hub started really out of a Twitter account with the whole aim of just creating an environment for Durban. So my frustration is that I came to Durban, no places to find refuge, no place to sit down, tap into the internet and just get cracking and working. But after that, I found that I couldn't connect to the community. So there I was in bed one night, started a Twitter handle. Following day, got 20 follows. Thought it was a nice play along.
Yeah.
And yeah, a year and a half later, we've created a community of 1,000 online members. Through a number of other initiatives as well, we've managed to amass a few of the community in and around Durban. So yeah. So
that's how you pretty much, in a nutshell, started Durban Hub.
Yeah.
You're from Johannesburg originally,
yes,
right?
Home's Joburg.
Why Durban?
So the reality was that I have this notion that foreign nationals come into a country and have absolutely nothing, but at the end of the day have something and make something of themselves. So coming out of Joburg was just another one of those, you know what, let me go out there, let me see what happens in the real world, and let me test my grit. And so yeah, stumbled upon Durban by chance, came into the city once or twice, and I just got bit by the bug and I came back.
This is a great story because we were chatting with our expert in studio before this, our other guest, Ina Kranier from Trade and Investment KZN. And one of the talking points there was around the skills shortage or the talent drain from KZN particularly to other parts of the country because of a lot of factors, defining factors, be it better salary, better working conditions, corporates who are all based in one particular area. But you chose to come to Durban to build. You're building from the ground up here. What is it about you as a person? You've got quite a few interests, but as NK, that said I see opportunity here, I'm going to build.
I think one of the biggest litmus tests for any entrepreneur is to use their immediate environment to make what they can of something. And I think just coming into Durban, it being a very tough environment was really much you know what, if I can make it in Durban, I can make it anywhere in the world. So I deliberately started something in a very tough environment, knowing absolutely no one, and just trying to build from there. So it just spoke to the willingness to want to make stuff happen and just to build a community.
What tools did you have around you? I mean, I know a successful entrepreneur is one who takes what they have and does as much as they can with it to be able to build something. But when you were lying in bed that night with your BlackBerry, was it a BlackBerry? One day, and started up this Twitter account, just registered a Gmail email address and decided to start up a Twitter account. What practical tools did you have around you so that viewers who are watching know I don't have that much, but can I still make it?
So I had the physical phone. I had the BIS, which had unlimited access. I think that's very important in a data age.
This is so
Internet
true.
is very important.
We are losing data like quicker than anything else.
And so just pretty much created a Gmail account. From a Gmail account, got a Twitter account. From there, just started tweeting people. And not only that, I had a laptop, which was a second-hand laptop, which I had worked for I think a week. And yeah, so I used a second-hand laptop, the BlackBerry, the free Twitter account, the free Gmail account, and just started building. So those were the immediate tools that I had around me. And that's it. I just started building the community from there. Following which, I think a month after that was when we've hosted our first event. And that was really more of a community now. So yet again, there I was on my email account saying, hey, I'd like to meet the CEO of IT Varsity. And I said, yo, hey, I see an opportunity here. Can I maybe just sit in the corner of your classrooms and just work from there? And here was this gent, Bilal Kathrara. We met on a Saturday, and he said, listen, I really like what you're doing. You're a new blood. You're really disruptive. You know what? Come in, use the space, do whatever you want with it. Heck, if at all, we've got the whole of the upstairs floor for you so that you can now use it.
Right.
And so that tool just opened up a lot of doors. And that's when I was now able to connect with more people just off that Twitter account and that Gmail account.
That's incredible. So you saw the opportunities and the resources.
Yes.
The ready resources around you, and you reached out and you took that. You're able to collaborate with people. So those are important lessons for the viewers especially.
Yes.
Because a lot of times the complaint is that we don't have enough. How can we make it? But you just got to look for the resources around you and be able to use them in a way that becomes a collaborative effort, right?
Yes.
That was where I first met you, I think it might have been.
Yeah.
And we've gone on then to do quite a bit of work together on some various projects.
Great deal of work.
What are some of the key activities of the Durban Hub?
So Durban Hub is broken into 3 tiers. Essentially, we address issues of education and mentorship, addressing that skills gap. So with this, we've partnered with the Mentech Foundation to offer free learnerships and free mentorship programs through Accenture, the Rockefeller Foundation, etc., etc. Second to that, when we now create a co-creative environment where the skill now gets to engage with industry, and this is through your workshops, your dev days, your hackathons,
right,
and entrepreneurship events in and around Durban space. And after that, should we see high potential individuals, this is when we plug them into work opportunities and plug them into accelerator programs or incubator programs for those that are more entrepreneurially inclined. Now what that does is essentially it keeps the talent in Durban, which speaks to that exporting of Durban talent.
That's right.
Yeah.
So what you're doing is you're not just an incubator
Yes.
for businesses to come and upskill themselves,
Yes.
but you're also, how would we say, you're an anchor or the middleman, so to speak. No,
Yeah.
we wouldn't say middleman. I don't like that term really. I would say you're the coordinator of linking opportunity with the potential venture capitalist or,
Yes.
or somebody who's able to fulfill that dream or propel that dream.
Yes.
But you're focused more on tech.
Yes.
Why tech?
So technology is more measurable in terms of coming in, gaining a particular skill and contributing meaningfully to business processes that already exist. The problem now rests in that in as much as you can be an entrepreneur, you need a tangible skill, something that you can craft. And that's very important because in as much as everyone strives to be a big CEO or a big executive, that addresses more management side of things. And innovation speaks to the creation of new ideas or novelty per se. And you can better measure that through technology. Yeah.
So when you decided tech, because I mean it's all about techpreneurs.
Yes.
There's a number of ideas that come out of that, or programs that you are then pushing as Durban Hub.
Yes.
Because tech and digital and the creative space is such an exciting time to be in right now. You've managed to successfully partner with a lot of also international initiatives. And I know Peter Bailey, who was a guest on our show previously, is a colleague you've worked with in the past on Hackathon, I think it was.
Yes.
So please tell us a little bit more about those. I mean, how do you select the particular initiatives you want to work with, and how have they so far helped to push Durban Hub forward in helping create the space for developers, creatives, and digital practitioners?
So I liken Peter Bailey more as the co-founder to the Durban Hub because pretty much met him on Twitter as well.
Right.
He was coming down to South Africa and he was like, hey, listen, we'd like to connect to the community.
This was part of South Africa Challenge,
This was
right?
part of South Africa Challenge. And I'd been a month in and I had a fair understanding of the space. So I knew one or two people here and there. And when he came down, I just knocked open a few doors here and there for him. But equally so, he took on Durban Hub as a project whilst he was down here in South Africa.
Right.
Coming from a management science perspective back in the UK, and really helped to ramp up some of the developments. So giving me basic business mentorship as a leader as well, and imparting certain leadership characteristics and qualities in me.
Right.
But second to this, if you look at Durban geographically, you find that the CCOM runs into Durban and then into the rest of the South Africa. So it only makes sense for Durban to be a technology hub per se. And so with that, that was the mantra going into the sorts of international partnerships that we're looking for, but also international partnerships that there now becomes that value exchange.
That's right.
Where they come in, they do produce something of value and meaningful to the environment that we can contribute to the ecosystem, and equally so we give them insights and access to the community.
That's right.
So it's all based on value.
Another one of them that you held, I think, was Random Hacks of Kindness.
Yes.
What was that about? Because I'd love you to explain and explore more of the concepts or initiatives you brought to Durban. I don't know that they're happening elsewhere in the country. They might be.
Yes.
But particularly in Durban, it was a very exciting time.
Cool. So Random Hacks of Kindness is an initiative by Microsoft, Google, NASA, Yahoo, pretty much all the tech giants in the US. And this was an initiative primarily formed against or towards finding technological solutions or meaningful solutions to folks in disaster management. So during Hurricane Katrina, they engaged a lot with the tech community to find meaningful ways to aid and abet people that were lost in the storms, etc., etc.
Yeah.
Now, the Random Hacks of Kindness speaks to that. It's not hacking of like all the negative connotations of sitting behind a computer screen and hacking into the CIA or the government, etc., etc. But what it really speaks to is finding human solutions or contributing meaningfully to human problems
through tech,
through technology. Hence the Random Hacks of Kindness.
Right.
That's one initiative. Now then there comes also the Google Developer Group.
Right.
So the reasoning behind that really was to get a lot of the global players involved in the technology space in and around Durban. So yes, Joburg, Cape Town are the leaders, etc., etc. But what we were really looking to do is to really make it known that Durban is building really cool stuff and has really cool people. And Joburg and Cape Town is really just a bunch of Durbanites who decided to move there.
I think we're going to get a lot of feedback via our SMS line.
Yeah.
How dare you say this about the rest of the country? Of course we belong to those cities.
Yeah.
But it's absolutely true. I mean, if you look at I think past perception or the perception that's been created around Durban as a center of technological excellence.
Yeah.
We've far been left behind for too long, seen sort of the poorer cousin of the rest of our country and the leading centers of tech and innovation. I mean, Cape Town also has what we call Silicon Cape.
Yes, the Silicon Cape initiative.
We've got Silicon Beach.
Yes.
Someone's registered that particular initiative and domain here. And we're trying to build that slowly but surely.
Yes.
But also through interesting initiatives like what you're doing.
Yeah.
And gathering people, because I think that's at the heart of it. Being able to gather enough people and generate enough passion for that.
Yeah.
So that they're able to participate. Because I don't think, and this is why the Durban Hub is so interesting for many people. And we'll now also look at the stakeholders you work with, the stakeholders that they have come on board to say, yes, we want to partner with Durban Hub. Because it's the place that finally the creative industry are able to partner with one another and say, yes, we're now able to build real human solutions, as you say. I mean, we've got, I think, at the recent Innovation Summit, we were speakers on a panel there with another of our colleagues. And the participating teams were all about building solutions for particular challenges in the Durban space.
Yeah.
Tell us a bit more about your experience in that particular competition and what you took away from that.
So the biggest problem that I've noticed, and this is a phenomena that happens anywhere really, is that in any hackathon situation, there are more entrepreneurs than there are technologists. Now, what this creates is that there are more concepts developed than actual solutions. And that was one of the key things that were really evident at the hackathon. But more importantly, I think from the city perspective, it was really great to have them involved because they brought all the muscle and they brought the problems that the city faced. So, for example, there was a water issue, there was an improper management of the ports and harbors, how to digitize our African knowledge systems and the libraries, and how to create interactive museums.
Yeah.
So it was a nice bundle of problems that the city faced, and they did a very good job at approaching it and asking the innovators to really come up with the solutions for them. And that process is still going forth. The teams are currently engaging with the relevant stakeholders, and those projects are really coming to fruition. So one of the key things that I also walked away with is that there's still that skills development that is very needed in the environment. That skills training is absolutely crucial because it just speaks to having a skill or having a talent that one can build upon. I think that by far is what the biggest issue that we should be addressing right now: skills training, skills development, and mentorship too, because you find that those who do have the particular skills are really stifled by the environment, and this is why you find that they leave Durban and they go off to Joburg and Cape Town and areas like that.
That's a whole conversation all on its own,
Yeah,
NK.
it is.
I think around the lack of skills, the particular training that's required, the IP to be able to train,
Yeah.
and then the mentors, because
Yeah.
the mentors are the most critical point of being able to develop that chain so that you can push out projects, you can
Yeah.
push out solutions.
Yeah.
I know Pretoria has, I think it's the Innovation Lab
Yes.
with, am I right in
So
saying that?
it's MLab and it
MLab?
houses geek culture.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So those are is that, would you say, the kind of initiative that you're trying to establish in Durban, or have already successfully established here?
So so the relationship that works in Pretoria is that MLab is a host, and geek culture are the foot soldiers, and they're
It's
really
the Innovation Hub, I think.
Yes,
you're
it's the
talking about.
innovation hub. There we go. And then you have geek culture, who are the foot soldiers and who are the cool kids that are making cool stuff, and they're spreading that message around. It's cool.
They have come and partnered with you
Yes,
before.
they've partnered with the Durban Innovation Hub through numerous events and occasions, and they're doing the groundwork and building that community. Likewise in Durban. Now with Durban is through the Durban Innovation Hub, we're essentially trying to build that structure, but at the same time create the mobile structure of going out there and reaching out to the community. So our problem is twofold: having these areas of engagement and where we have these co-creative environments, but also the mechanism to bring that community together.
You talked about the Innovation Hub,
Yes.
MLab, Geek Culture. Who are some of your other stakeholders who've actively invested in you, saying that, yes, I know that this is going to work?
So more recently, we've been very fortunate to partner with the city through their Innovate Durban campaign.
Right.
So that one was a big hoo-ha for us. You've got, second to that, down in Cape Town, we've had mild conversations with the Silicon Cape Initiative to really create a knowledge sharing sort of initiative. But outside of those relationships, we also have partnered with informally a lot of the innovation hubs and tech hubs in South Africa. So Tsimologong Precinct, which is run by Professor Barry Dolotsky in Braamfontein. You have Josie Hub, which is founded by Gustav Prekalt and run by Sam Manclark. And you've got the Hookup Dinner, which is one of the largest entrepreneurship movements, not only in South Africa, but in Africa.
That's right.
And we've partnered with them as well. So as we go along, we meet incredible people and we partner with them.
We've been very fervent supporters of the Hookup Dinner and Biz Today.
Yes.
We're always speaking about their upcoming events. So what's your experience been like working with the Hookup Dinner, so we can give our viewers some idea of just the value that's in this kind of gathering. I mean, networking is probably one of your best business tools in your toolkit to be able to do anything for your business, to build that brand presence, to build yourself as a brand. What's that experience been like?
I think the hookup dinner, as with any other networking event, such as your startup grind, Durban, they play a crucial role in that they are the necessary vehicles and platforms that drive networking. So what happens is that there's a new wave of entrepreneurs coming out, and we don't necessarily have the community around us to really tap into. So we should rely heavily on vehicles such as your startup grinds and your hookup dinners, essentially to connect with other people involved in the community. Now, this allows us to connect with people that we didn't have access to, but that engagement also opens up more opportunities.
Okay, let's move away from talking about tech and innovation and the particular industry here in Durban and in South Africa, but move a little to your own accomplishments.
Okay.
You've been recognized as a young global shaper. What does that mean?
So that means that I'm committed to solving a huge amount of problems.
Is that with the World Economic Forum, right?
So that's with the World Economic Forum. So the Global Shapers is essentially the youth vehicle of the World Economic Forum. And it's made up of a bunch of incredible young people who are really committed to making the world a better place. And with that, involved in the Durban space, trying to work heavily a lot with the community.
We've got to say congratulations to you. That's an incredible achievement, and also for someone who's dedicated to building something real and strong and life-changing, I think, for a lot of young people who are going to come out of the schooling system, but have no real idea that entrepreneurship is an actual viable career or life path.
It is.
So I'm wondering, what are future plans for Durban Hub?
So future plans for Durban Hub is to grow. I think we set a very huge target, and that is to be one of the largest technology entrepreneurship movements in KZN by 2025.
Wonderful. It's a strong mission and vision statement all in one. What are your final words of advice for young entrepreneurs, particularly tech entrepreneurs, techpreneurs in this space?
Use what you have. I think so far, too many times we look outside for inspiration and never really look at what surrounds us in our community, the real problems that come from it. I mean, I started it off a cell phone. I mean, someone else has the fortune of going to the community library and using the computer there. Someone has the fortune of going to a local networking event. Someone has the opportunity to whose parents might work in a government department and essentially have access to those resources there. So make of your environment the best that you can.
Wonderful. Thank you so much once again for joining us in Biz Today. It was necessary, it was vital to hear your story. You're one of our rising, shining stars in the entrepreneurial space, I would say. So well done on your achievement. So if you want to hook up with Durban Hub, it's the Durban Innovation Hub, go to durbanhub.co.za. It is an organization, it's not .org.za, it's .co.za. And hook up with very incredible, visionary-minded people like NK. Just visit the space. There are also initiatives in your part of the country. As you heard, we talked about the one in Pretoria called the Innovation Hub. There's also Silicon Cape in the Cape. You're able to go and visit their websites. Just simply Google them, find more information, and connect with the like-minded people in your space. The tech industry is fast growing. It's one of the underlying forces in most industries. So don't miss this opportunity. When we come back, we'll do a bit of a wrap-up, and that's it. Yet another successful episode of Biz Today. We had Ina Cronje, chairperson of the Trade and Investment KZN, which is an institution or body that's mandated to be able to take business and connect them with markets, access to markets. They act like a knowledge agency. You're wondering if you have a particular agency like that in your province or your part of the country, go and visit your local chamber. Like we said the last time, chambers of commerce are very necessary institutions. They're also there for your benefit and your betterment as a small business, as a startup business, or as a growing business. So make sure you take advantage of them. We also spoke to NK from the Durban Hub. The Durban Hub is busy driving a center of excellence for Durban, especially with techpreneurs. Wondering how you can go and access something like that in your particular city? Like I said, you can visit bizcommunity.com. There's also memeburn.com. Memeburn is MEMEBURN. It's not Mimi Bun. A lot of people said Mimi Bun when it came out, but it's actually memebun.com. There's Tech Central. You can go and visit these particular websites to get more information. But if you want more information, particularly on business or trade organizations, go to your chambers of commerce. They will be best suited to be able to tell you which trade organization is particular for your business, because we've got certain areas of trade and excellence in our country. There are agriculture, technology, the automotive industry, and you've also heard in the previous interview the blue and green economies. And the green economy is fast becoming one of the most successful or profitable industries to be part of. And it's all about sustainable living and sustainable solutions both in business and personal life. If you have any questions, as always, you can SMS our line. The number's up on the screen, or you can always follow us on Twitter. Tweet us your thoughts. What would you like to see on the show? And if you have a particular guest you have in mind, tweet us too, and we'll be sure to get them here and let them tell their stories. That's it for this episode of Biz Today. Goodbye.